G'day everyone, my name's Azareth, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this pick a card on how do others see you. I haven't done a video for a while because I haven't posted anything, and I just genuinely haven't done anything for a while, and I've been in a kind of a weird place. I guess it's an evolutionary stage. However, so we've got 3 piles today, and if you've seen the video in the past with the dragons, pick a dragon. So this is pick a dragon. We've got 3 dragons here. So, and it's sort of the same dragons, but each of them are pretty powerful. I love dragons. I think dragons are fantastic. And when you think of a dragon, like, what does a dragon do? Like, what does our mythology and everything talk about and say about dragons? The knight will go challenge, like as a challenge of the kingdom to get the princess, I guess, or just for the treasure. He'll go to the cave of the dragon, and then they'll go to this deep dark place where the dragon lays, and they'll slay the dragon so they can have the treasure, or receive the great treasure from some form of royal place or something like that. That's, like, I guess, strong Western culture on how we view dragons. Anyway, so got a little bit of a different layout for this video, so I'm kind of excited for that. However, let's just get into it. So timestamps will be in the description, so go click those to make things easy with you with whichever dragon you resonate with. Anyway, so pile number 1 is this little dragon here. I should probably give them names. That'd be kind of cool. He's just sitting on the perch. He's just chilling. He's kind of grounded, earthy. If that resonates with you, I'll see you there. Pile number 2 is this dragon. Now this dragon is kind of unique because it's got like blues and purples. It's got golds. So like throat chakra, third eye. It's kind of more mysterious, but not so much. It's kind of I feel like it's kind of like higher knowledge in a way, higher wisdom. But yeah, pile number 2. If that resonates with you, I'll see you there. And pile number 3. Now this is my mysterious dragon. It's one of my favorite dragons. He's got this crystal mirror as well, and I feel like that's what makes him extra mysterious. He's the mirror of reflection, I guess. I feel like this is like my dimensional dragon. So if that resonates with you, pile number 3, I will see you at the reading. Alright, pile number 1. You picked my earth dragon, the earth dragon, on his perch. So let's find out, how do others see you? Interesting. Whoa. taking it. So, I'm just going to get into this a little bit here. So your overall energy is Two of Cups. Then what you're working on is a Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like you're trying to, who you are, like what you're trying to do at the moment is what you're working on as well is that you're trying to unite stuff in a sense. Like this could be a love thing. This could strongly be a love thing. Maybe you're working on this and trying to find opportunity in this so that you can move forward. Definitely, oh man, this is a love reading. Alright, and then okay, now I've got one more row. This is how they view you. I noticed in my reads that, like, in the beginning, it's always a little bit slow. But then, like, I kind of get into it, you know? I feel like it's just how it is sometimes. And I haven't read for a wee while as well, so I kind of chuck myself in the deep end. That one. Ooh. Alright. So you're trying to find some kind of unity at the moment, and that's like where your focus is, and people can see that you're focusing on this too. But there's a specific individual as well that could be looking at you kind of critically. What you're working on is the Wheel of Fortune, and I feel like this is you trying to look at your opportunities and moving forward in a specific direction. This could be involving love, so you could be looking at with these opportunities, whatever you're working on, people are kind of in the dark about it as well. Like, you're not showing anyone, but what they are seeing, like what they think is, they don't know what you're doing. They think that everything you're doing is pretty hidden, because maybe you are hiding things so you can work on things in the dark, and so that no one can actually see what you're working on. But what they are seeing is that you're transforming at the same time, because you've got the Wheel of Fortune, that's what you're working on. What's being seen is death, and what they think is the moon. Or that you're keeping yourself in the dark, or that you're going down some weird path that they don't get. How you see yourself as well at the moment is more so like you're cultivating more and more energy and taking more action towards whatever this is you seeing yourself take action and have that fiery passion behind you. If this is love, that you might be seeing yourself as someone who can really bring in passion, you know, kind of sex life and stuff. It could be fiery sex life. People also see you though as, what they see is, you're also the King of Cups. You're very calm and collected, and you like to step back and see things and watch and observe things, kind of take things in a bit, you know, but you're still able to show affection. You're just, I guess, more centered in your emotions and what people are thinking of you is that you're looking somewhere else, that you're dissatisfied with options that you currently have around you, or with things that are currently around you. You're not looking at the things that could be emotionally fulfilling to you. That's what they think. But I feel like you're sitting in this kind of you're sitting on your throne essentially. You're balancing things out, and I feel like that's what this Lovers is also showing over here as well at the start. Is like you've got the Two of Cups as your overall energy. You're trying to find unity. You're trying to maybe even find balance, synchronicity. And what's being seen as well is that you're creating this harmony, and this is where people are maybe critical about it. Because they're the King of Cups. That's what their energy is. They're not showing any love at all. They're looking at whatever you're doing in a completely logical way. They could be analyzing you and trying to figure out and think of try to see you in what you're actually do. They might disagree with what you're doing, I feel like that's actually probably what it is. They're probably trying to feel like that they don't accept the things that you're doing, because whatever you're doing something because you're there in the dark about it. And all they do is they're more focused on you than they are themselves. And I feel like this is bringing them into a tower moment as well, because they might be looking at you and feeling unsatisfied. Because what you have the ability to do is move forward really quick, because you go, so I've got I'm using 3 decks here. So I've got the traditional tarot. I'm using the Thoth tarot as well, because I've started using that. I'm feeling more confident using it. I'm kind of throwing myself in deep in a wee bit too. And so in the Thoth tarot, there's the Prince and the Princess of Wands. And so what we have here is the Prince of Wands, and he's on a chariot. So you could think of him like the Page of Wands, essentially, but the masculine form of it. Because I feel like with the Thoth deck, it's got both the masculine and the feminine, in terms of the page, and so it's represented as a prince instead of the page. Or it could be the knight. It's something else as well. Yeah, it might be the knight. But he's moving really quickly anyway, because he's on a chariot. Look at this fella. He's using a lion to bring him forward. That's signifying to me that you have the potential to move forward with whatever this endeavor is that you're working on, that whatever you're able to do, because you're the Wheel of Fortune. You're trying to, or maybe the wheel's turning in your favor, and it's creating this transformation. That's what people are seeing. But what people are trying to figure out, what they're trying to analyze, is that they don't know how to view you, because everything that they're seeing is in the dark. They're not directly connected to you, so they don't understand. And I feel like this lack of understanding is why they're sitting in a critical place, and they're viewing you quite critically. But because you're creating harmony, you're able to present things in a harmonious way. You may even present yourself harmoniously. You're like the fact of balancing. Again, what I was saying before, like the masculine and feminine, you're balancing those out quite well. And that's changing who you are. It's changing the wheel and like what you're working on. This could be you working towards like literally using the wheel. You're turning the wheel yourself because you're working on stuff. That's your purpose. And that's why these things are in the dark, because to be someone to literally turn the wheel of fortune, you've got to have some knowledge and skill, which takes a lot of time and patience and practice. And as well as taking the time to learn the knowledge, you know. But also what they're seeing with your potential as well, that what's being seen is that you're holding back. But I feel like why they think you're holding back your potential is because they don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Because you're already moving forward like so quickly. And with such spunk. You're moving forward with spunk. That's what I'm hearing. They might even be thinking about trying to cause you a tower moment as well, because it's underneath. So you got the Prince of Wands, Eight of Swords in the tower. They think you're probably going through a tower moment, or they could be thinking about going through a tower moment, because they're dissatisfied that they can't see what you're doing, and so they're unfulfilled with what they have, because they see you progressing and they don't understand why you're able to progress the way that you do, and so their attention pulls away from them to you, because they're trying to figure you out. They're trying to figure you out, trying to analyze you, trying to cut you down into pieces so they can try to be like, oh, you know, that's what's causing them to have a tower moment too. Maybe they're looking at you because it could be a level of envy. What is envy? You look at somebody and they have something that you don't have, or they're in the ideal position that you wish you were in, and so you envy them. And so you got two options to do there with envy. Is you either sit in the envy and build resentment for no reason when that person's just doing what they're doing, or continue working towards the thing that you actually envy so that you have what you want in the first place. And it's usually to do with the fact that people envy because they don't have that thing that that person has. They don't have those attributes, that character. I feel like this is to do with that character. I feel like this is a mental state of something that you've been building and cultivating for a while now. And you've been focusing on trying to create harmony and unity with things. You could be a Pisces. You could be dealing with a Pisces. I feel like you're looking pretty good though, overall. This person or these people just are confused, and they're too focused on you, and they're being too critical because they don't understand what you're doing. They might even fear the stuff that you're doing because they don't understand it. Because usually the stuff that people don't understand, they fear. They cower away from it because they don't know how to interpret it. But you're moving in a transformation though, and you might feel, and you might look stuck a little bit, or that you're holding things back, that you're wrapping yourself up in too much things, like too much psychological stuff. Like you could have a lot of different stuff that you're working on, and that's why you could be coming out with the potential of being the Prince of Wands, and people see your potential as you're being seen, being wrapped up, you know, because I see the sword is also like it is like your analytical, it's your way of actually viewing the world. It's your thoughts, you know, your thought in your mind, in that sense. And then you could be with Eight of Swords, could be representing you being wrapped up with too much, and that's what they see. But you're just moving really, really quickly because you're balancing things out in the wheel. You're literally turning the wheel in your favor, and people see that to a degree, but they're only seeing the transformation. With the Death card, I'm looking at this priest over here. Oh, my finger was in the wrong place. This priest here, and he's kind of like holding out. It looks like he's begging. I feel like this people could have been begging you in the past. Begging you in the past, or trying to take more from you, or they're just trying to understand. They don't get it because they don't have the knowledge that you have. They've never taken the time. And you could be younger than these people. These could be your parents, siblings, family, friends, people you live with, co-workers even, because I see this being like a career thing, but it's also you trying to find unity within yourself as well. But you're dealing with somebody. I feel like this is one person. Yeah, I feel like this is just one person, and who's being highly critical for no real good reason. They could be an ear sign. I still need to learn the astrology to the cards, but that isn't my to-do list. But I don't see what the point is of being critical when they don't know what's going on. Again, they're too focused on you and how you look. They're focused on the fact that they can't see what's going on, instead of focusing on themselves. And again, this is creating a tower moment for potentially both of you, because they don't understand, and because they think you're going through a tower moment because they think you're too wrapped up, I don't think you're going through a tower moment. I feel like you're pretty grounded in what you're doing, because again, you're the one turning the wheel of fortune yourself. It's like you're out grabbing it and turning it for yourself. Right, let's get some shaman oracles, and then we'll do the light language deck oracle, light language oracle, and then we'll wrap this pile number 1 over first and be done. English. Whoa. Alright, hold on. The moon. The moon came out again. 37. Actually, what numbers we got here? 21. Okay. I feel like you've been going through the cycle, and this is you also working with the cycle. There's currently a full moon at the moment. For me, at least, it's 22nd right now today. I also live in New Zealand, so time here is first before everywhere else in the world. So this could be something that's happening here now on the full moon, and you've been going through these cycles, and that's why you're the one turning the wheel, because it's about time that you've been going through a cycle in the past where maybe you haven't been feeling very harmonious, or that you have been taking on a lot and you sort of dropped it. Maybe the King of Swords had the upper hand on you before. In a way, they felt like they had an upper hand, but the cycles have changed. You're turning the wheel, and they're losing a form of control that they thought they had, potentially to help them with their insecurity on things, on how they view you, especially if they envy you. And I feel like this death is you moving into your harvest, because you're turning the wheel, and it's putting you in a very balanced place. The Queen of Wands, King of Cups. You know how to take action. You know how to listen to your instincts and move forward. You know how to cultivate your energy and light your flame, but you also know how to keep your emotions in check. You know how to stay collected within your emotions and grounded. Grounded because of Earth Dragon. And the Earth Keeper. I haven't seen the Earth Keeper yet, so I'm quickly going to look that up real fast. 18. Here we go. So this is going to be interesting, a new one for me. The essence. Just as you're involved in co-creating your world, you are also responsible for its well-being. The Earth Keepers are dedicated to the stewardship of the Earth and all life. They choose to hold the sacred dream of a planet where all beings live in peace and where the rivers and air are clean. Remember that everything you do has an impact for 7 generations. co-creating. This is, because you are co-creating. Because again, people are seeing as if you're too wrapped up in too many things, but you're sitting in this balanced state. So it's like, if people are seeing you as if you're wrapped up in too many things, but you're balanced, it just means that because you're keeping these people in the dark, they don't understand what you're doing and what you're working on or how you're doing the things that you're doing. They think that you're wrapped up and not really in control. You could be like, they could think that you're even confused. Continue. The invitation. You have outgrown your small dream of success and achievement and are ready to dream big, with possibilities beyond your wildest expectations. Take on a mantle of the Earth Keeper and reach out to a friend in need, whom you may not have been in touch with for some time. Take care of your pets and feed the strays that come by. Clean up your yard as if this is a reflection of your relationship to Earth. Grow the sacred dream and your personal life will flourish. Remember, it's not about me any longer. I feel like this could be you coming out and bringing these ideas and these things to the table. And these people think that you're wrapped up too much in stuff. Like in too many things, so it's hard to keep track of what you're doing, or how you're doing what you're doing, or what you're talking about, because you have done study, you've learned so many different things, and they just see it as a whole bunch of stuff, but you don't. You're trying to make that impact, but you're also trying to nourish yourself. Also nourish your crops. Nourishing the crops that you've received. Medicine. As you care for your body, you show your care for Mother Earth. So begin the stewardship of your health. What are you putting in your mouth? Are you feeding on foods and thoughts that are not good for you? Start doing what you know will be good for you today. I get it. Healing and helping. Let's grab a card from the Light Language deck. Actually, I haven't had a read on this moon one because I haven't actually seen this one either. I think I have, but it's been a while since I last popped up. The moon. Every 28 days, the moon manifests a steady progression from darkness to light and then back again. This phenomenon in our skies has a powerful impact on our human psyches. It offers us a certainty that after periods of emptiness and darkness, there is a light waiting so that we can be reborn into a new phase. Yeah, maybe you've been waiting for a cycle to finish of darkness. Now you're coming back into a light. They're viewing your light. They see the darkness around it. Like, how did you get up there? Did you use these towers? How did you get up here? We don't get it. We don't understand. But you do. Maybe because these people didn't listen to you before. This calls to a mind of native African prayer to the moon. May our lives be renewed as yours is. The moon also has a strong influence on the ebb and flow of waters of the earth. This same power in turn affects human feelings and emotions and mirrors their rising from and hiding back into the unconscious. This could be you turning the wheel because you were able to go into your unconscious and go through the transformations. Now, as soon as you get to the realm of the unconscious, no one understands what you're doing. And that goes for everyone, unless you're able to create, because the unconscious is an abstract thing. It's quite abstract. So it's kind of hard to grasp it in the sense that it's not something necessarily physical and tangible, but you can make it physical and tangible, and that's through your creativity, through your progress and evolution. as an individual and as a soul, and whatever you're trying to achieve as well. The invitation. The moon spends equal time in the dark as it does in the light of the sun, and now it comes to remind you of this balance. Have you been too focused on the outer achievements, productivity, or social engagements? Or have you spent too much time hidden from the outer world, not wanting to interact or show your face? Meditate on this. Sorry. Meditate on the significance of the depths. Wait. On the depths. No. Meditate on the significance of the moon cycle and let it gently guide you out from the bottomless depths. Head back to the world of outer expression and connection with others. Let it help you make time for yourself and your feelings and your essential human and spiritual needs. I think I've pretty much, that ties in quite well. It's like you're going through this process, you've been going through a process of healing. And doing that, you're essentially, when you're healing, you're planting seeds. And then after a period of time, those seeds grow. And that's why the corn's coming out, it's your harvest. And that's what the death is, and that's where your balance is coming in. And then you're maintaining. I feel like that's what the Earth Keeper is trying to say, is that you're maintaining this and encouraging you to continue maintaining what you are right now, or what you've been working on, and whatever the wheel has brought you because you turned it. Alignment. You're in alignment. That's why you have to maintain it, because you're in alignment and you got to maintain. Or you could have just gotten into alignment because of this new moon, this full moon. I should say, not new moon. So now you'll put yourself in alignment with the full moon, and now you're being asked to maintain. And people might be seeing as if you're taking on too much, and that you're wrapping yourself up in too many things. But it's not the case. It's just that you're maintaining the things that you're naturally to do, and this is why this tower is here as well. Because people are going to realize after a period of time, and it's going to put them through a tower moment, and they're going to stop analyzing you. Because they're going to have to give up because they don't understand it. It's because all the things that you're so-called wrapped up in, is you being in alignment. That's what they think. That's what they see, at least. Alright, I'm going to end this here because 30 minutes. I was kind of hoping to go with 20 minutes, but 30 minutes will do. Alright, pile 1. If this pile resonated with you, I'd recommend typing in the comments. I want to hear this feedback. I want to get some stuff back. I really appreciate that. If you like this video, there are other videos there. There's a couple other pick cards, but that's up to you to figure out if you want to do that. Subscribe if you like. I'm currently in lockdown, so I'm kind of hoping to put out a little bit more content than what I have been. So anyway, pile 1, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you again another time. Ciao. Kia ora, pile 2. So you picked, I guess, I don't know what to call this dragon, because it is kind of like, I don't know, because I feel like it's to do with your throat chakra and the third eye. I'm not sure what to say. If you can think of something, like what could you think this dragon could represent in terms of that sort of higher wisdom, because it is to do with your third eye and throat chakra and just that next level. If you can think of something, put it in the comments. It'll be interesting to know. But yeah, pick this part. So let's get into this reading. And how do others see you? So I forgot to mention at the start, and I mentioned in pile number 1, but I'm using my floth deck now. So I'm kind of just throwing myself into it, using it a bit more regularly, because if I don't use it, I'm not going to get confident with it. So essentially that's it. So I'm a little bit slower, but it's really not that bad. So let's just get into it. So how do others view you? What? That's come out like... Alright, so if you're from pile 1, hi, this is your pile. So before I started this, because I made a layout and everything, and so I did a practice one, a practice read, and for myself essentially, and I got the 2 of Cups in position 1. The pile 1, I got it again in position 1. 3rd time in a row, I got it in pile 2, position 1. And that's your overall energy. This is unity, united. I feel like if you're from pile number... Whoa. If you're from pile 1, this might be a little bit similar, although this could say that there's other positions. So if you come from, if you didn't look at pile 1, pile number 2, I recommend checking out pile 1 as well, because there might be some messages in there for you too. So that's kind of unexpected. Anyway, continue on. Interesting. I like it. So that's you. What is being seen? Tower. And so I'm also using 3 tarot decks right now. It's a lot of fun. They're all like really unique, and I like that. It's kind of nice having variety, you know. And this is the others. Okay, so what's that for? Right, pile 2. Alright, I'm just going to start with the first row here, which is the overall energies and stuff. So your overall energy, that whoever else's overall energy, this could be 2 to 3 people, 2 to 3 other people that are involved, and they also see you as the Queen of Cups, and you're the 2 of Cups. So I feel like off the bat you give a lot in terms of your emotional energy, and I think that people don't realize how much you actually do give, you know, because I mean, like in terms of transactions and stuff, when you're giving to people all the time, a lot of the time people don't consider and take in consideration how much emotional energy you're giving to people, because it's just something that's not really talked about. So I feel like you're very, very giving in terms of your emotional energy. You're very empathetic, and you get down to people's level. And I feel like these people see that, They like that you get down to their level. She's got the Six of Pentacles here. I don't know why I heard people might like to step on you because of this. Or they like to just use their energy that you have. Because I feel like your energy is very pure. Yeah. However, sometimes people just like to take your energy because it feels good. That's just something else that I realized a while ago. That with like friends and stuff, even family, is that sometimes they keep taking on your energy, your emotional energy, because it just genuinely feels good, and they haven't learned how to cultivate their energy for themselves. Because you do have this level of purity with you and within you. And so these people they want more from you. They want more from you. Maybe you're not giving as much because you're trying to stay balanced, but these people are still asking of you. Well, keep going. I feel like you're in a place at the moment where what you're working on is you're trying to work on your balance. You're trying to find how to, because you got temperance here for what you're doing and what you're working on. So what temperance is actually voluntarily making sacrifices that you need to make to progress forward. And that's exactly what you're doing. And that's how you also see it as well with what you're doing. These people might be feeling like this is a lot of things to do with giving. These people think you're being selfish, but what's actually going on is that you're still giving what you can give. I feel like at this time maybe you don't have as much to give, but what you do have, even though it's not that much, is that these people are kind of watching you with what you have. So they might be thinking you're kind of greedy, that you're not actually taking the time to share as much. Like, maybe you've pulled back of your generosity for a bit because you're trying to balance things out. You're trying to figure out how to balance things out a bit better within yourself, because again, there's that emotional energy from the beginning, is that maybe that's what you're pulling back. You're not giving your emotional energy as much. You might be coming off kind of plain, like just a kind of flatlined, you're not really giving too much energy. It's kind of like, oh yeah, you still interact with them, but you're not putting everything into it like you usually would. You're not bringing your authentic truth into it too. Like you're still being authentic, but it's like you're holding back in that sense, What I'm also seeing is that over here you've got the King of Discs, so that could be the Knight of Discs, which is Pentacles, which can be the King of Pentacles, but in the Thoth deck it's the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you're feeling very grounded and stable, and what's being seen is that you're moving away, like you're finding emotional fulfillment. But then people think that, because you got the devil underneath this too. Again, how I was saying, like, they think you're being greedy with that Three of Pentacles because you're taking your energy back, your emotional energy. Because in this whole place, you're trying to find balance and unity. This is Pisces again. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. You are the Capricorn. Because this is a lot of emotional, like how much you're investing in people as well, and how much people are investing into you. Maybe you feel as though you're not actually receiving back what you're giving out, because the people that you're around, the type of energy that you've managed to put together, no one else has really been able to do the same thing. So what ends up happening a lot of the time is that you give out a particular type of energy that you can't receive back, but that's what people want from you, because it's the best feeling one that they get from you, which is your most authentic expression. But it's like a level of like being there and letting your unconditional love be available. That sounds kind of contradictory in a way, but like it's kind of like, you know, when someone does something to you, and what you decide to do is you step back, because you have to be unconditional to yourself in terms of the fact that it's what you need to do. You need to step back from that situation so you can either view it or not be involved with it, and just drop it so that you can heal and deal with whatever you have to deal with because of the situation. But there's also material things too, like they think that you're being greedy and you're not sharing that. But it's just emotional, because you're holding back, because you're trying to find something, you're trying to focus on yourself so you can cultivate more energy that's going to emotionally satisfy you. But these people are seeing you as a devil in terms of this. And so this is what they think you look like. They think that you're breaking out of their chains, because you're going off on your own way to find more emotional fulfillment, because you're grounded. And your potential here as well is 10 of Cups, like emotional fulfillment. That's where you're walking towards. They see that you're moving and walking and taking these steps, and you're moving literally into your emotional fulfillment. And the Tower, like, because it's the 10 of Cups, then it's the Tower, then you have the 9 of Wands. So in this situation, you know, you're moving your potential as your emotional fulfillment, and what ends up happening is that people have a Tower moment, or there's a Tower moment where this could be a disagreement, or where you pull away from people completely, or an argument happens, or something like that. Something happens to these people, and then they feel trapped. They feel trapped. Knight of Wands. Look at her. She is in amongst those wands, as if she's behind the bars. Because you're breaking the chains. They don't like that you're breaking your own. You're breaking your own chains. Look at them. They've got swords and they're cracking them. They don't like that. They want you barred up, because your emotional fulfillment isn't to do with them, or that you're just taking your energy back at this time because it's what you need to do. And it's your potential. It's what you're actually working towards as well. It's the whole point of this. The balance, the unity and within yourself. And it's like perseverance. I don't know where that came from. You're persevering with your temperance, what you're giving up, so that you can have something else. It's you voluntarily making the sacrifice to kind of push these people, kind of move away from these people, because these people tie you up and trap you. They put chains on you, and so you're breaking your own chains so that you can be emotionally satisfied, because these people just want your energy. Again, from the very, very, very get-go, that they're wanting more and more from you, and they want you to kneel down for them. They want you to be down at their level. They want to pull you down to their level, but that's not your place. It's not where you're at. Again, you've got a specific, when you're down at their level, you're giving to them in a specific way. It's like they they want more of the energy that they think that you're being greedy with. even though it's your own energy. It's your own emotional energy that's going on, because that's what it's cups. There's a lot of cups here. In fact, there's no swords. This tower as well is them being unsatisfied because they are unconsciously feel trapped without you. It's like you're a guiding force. Just because you have that energy, you're an example of a specific type of energy that these people don't have or haven't cultivated yet. It's in them. It's in you. It's in everyone. Whatever the energy that you have, it's in everyone else, but it's like there's a level of work that's needed to be done to be able to get to that point. These people haven't done that. They don't know how to do that because they're not willing to make the same type of sacrifices that you do or have sacrificed. And they're seeing you making these sacrifices, moving towards your emotional fulfillment, and that's where you're going towards, and that's why there's that tower there, because for them, the whole perspective on them trying to grip onto you just gets lost, and so they feel trapped. But you're doing what you need to do for you. Like, you're thinking you're being selfish, and you need to be, because you're trying to build yourself. You're trying to continue your self-development because you're allowing yourself to voluntarily make your sacrifice. That is what temperance is. Voluntarily making a sacrifice so that you can continue on the path. It's like dropping weight, dropping something off your shoulders so that you can grab something else and put on your shoulders that you want to actually carry on your path and journey. It's what you do when you develop habits or positive habits that actually help you grow. You tend to have to make some kind of sacrifice within yourself. This could be eating. Food's a perfect example. You want to lose weight, don't eat as much. Don't not eat. But like, you get it, like, you know, the idea of having a diet, having something where you have to make sacrifices in certain foods, like no more like specific, especially with amounts of food. It could be, I need to have less food because I'm eating too much, and that's why I'm gaining weight. I need to eat more food. I need to be able to make a sacrifice of my time so that I can have more, so that I can gain the weight that I need to do to even create the body that I want to have. As an example, but like, and that can just, it's a very massive thing, like, to making sacrifices. It could be with your time, like, I'm going to put my phone down more often so that I can focus on my work. Because you're moving, and it could actually be the thing, like, you're removing your distractions that you're allowing yourself to be distracted by. You're making those sacrifices. You're like, alright, this stuff's taking too much time. I want to do these things, but then I'm doing all this at the same time, and it's like I can't do them all at once. What am I going to do? I could have sacrificed something. You know, what actually is more important to me? What do I feel is the most important thing for me to do at this time? And that's what you're doing here. You're figuring that out. You're going through this balance. I actually love this card. So this is the Temperance card and the Thoth deck. I love it because there's so much. It's the idea of creating the unity and the balance between things. It's putting in a little bit of that, a little bit of this, you know. There's a lot more to it as well. This is big symbolisms. It's 20 minutes. Alright, let's get some Shaman Oracle. We'll get 3 cards from here because 3 cards came out for the first reading. The Arrow. Lightning. I've gotten that, but I don't remember what it was. And the Spiral. Interesting. So I feel like with the arrow, this is you pointing and aiming. It's the idea of making the sacrifice to, how many targets do I have here? All right. How many shots do I have to shoot to begin with? And what am I willing to shoot at? And in terms of like what you want to achieve. What do you want to shoot at to achieve? And this is you shooting those arrows. You're firing those arrows and it's soaring through the sky. Shooting your shot. If this is love, then you're shooting your shot in love, you know. Allowing yourself to connect and share and everything. We're going to read on arrow 335. Please charge. Oh no. Alright, that's going to happen a couple times, it's fine. Alright. So, the arrow, the essence, I'll show you. The essence, receiving the symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and will soon be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. Where it says, and free yourself from bondage, stuff that doesn't just serve you. That's where the temperance is coming in, because you're making those voluntary sacrifices to progress forward, because you know that they're not to do with your higher good. The invitation, the arrows zing, the arrow zings through the ear. It is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize yet releasing your attention with full expectation that it will land on whereas it's supposed to. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark and you will have cause to celebrate. Going away and cultivating your energy. This is a time to admit that by continuing on the path you are on, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. Could it be that you have become so attached to the winning this game that you have missed the true mark? What if your arrow is never meant to land where you wanted it to? Now is the time to regroup and ask yourself, what if you desire this? What if what you desire is really worth your energy? Yeah, again, that's like... Oh, let me read that again. I gotta find it. What if your arrow never meant to let in? Now it's time to regroup. What if your desire is really worth your energy? Again, like you're figuring, you're watching your emotions and how certain things affect you, and whether like, is it really worth your time? Is it really worth your energy? And you're trying to balance that out. That's what I was saying at the beginning. Then we have lightning and spiral. I haven't read on. I've gotten lightning in the past, like in my personal learning about it, but I need a reminder. So we got 30. So 32. Lightning. The essence, the formidable electrical discharge of a lightning bolt brightens the sky and strikes the earth, accompanied by the mighty sound of thunder. This phenomenon has a positive aspect. The light illuminates the earth and the psyche. But there is a destructive side as well. The bolt can burn and even kill if it's too strong. It can burn and kill. You're moving again. This is just with the whole temperance thing. You're sacrificing things that you need to sacrifice, because that internal self, that the self is saying to make these sacrifices, that you need to make these sacrifices to get to your ultimate goal, which is ultimately your dreams and desires. Some of these desires aren't necessarily what you think you want. That's something to be wary of. But you're also the Queen of Cups. People see you as the Queen of Cups too. You're able to emotionally identify these things within you. And so that way, being in that emotional self, you're able to keep in contact with the self, yourself, God, if you will, your internal God. And it's asking you to make sacrifices. And your intuition's been telling you this for a while as well. I feel like your intuition's been communicating this for a while. But you're moving, you're doing this. People are seeing you do stuff, but they don't understand what's going on. That could be why they're being the devil and trying to... They think you're the devil because you're breaking away from them. They think you're breaking away from them, but you're just trying to grow. The invitation. The forces of the upper world are investing their gathered energies to ignite you with new inspiration and creativity. Allow this divine gift of awakening to take root in your being and enjoy a renewed sense of clarity, compassion, and vision. Man, I don't even know what to say with these, because it's essentially saying what I've been saying from the beginning, that you're making the sacrifices that you need to make. It's putting you in a very balanced place, like you're very grounded with all this, and the outcome is ultimately that you're going to be just emotionally. You're 10 of Cups. You're emotionally satisfied. Chill. But yeah, you're emotionally satisfied. Like, you don't have to worry necessarily about anything, because it's just, I feel like things just work out because you listen to that self within you. I'll go into the spiral, and then we'll get a card from the Light Language Oracle. 50. Ooh. Yeah. Alright. The essence, from galaxies in the sky to a diminutive... Oh no. From galaxies in the sky to diminutive... Oh my god. Diminutive shells on the beach. At the beach. The spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. I can trust these cards always. They always deliver, man. It's insane. So it's just saying that you're going through this transformation because you're allowing yourself to make the sacrifices that you need to make to get to where you know you ultimately want to go. You could be into science or something. You could have big goals to be involved or gain more knowledge and stuff, and that's what you're actually doing, is that you're taking the time to do these studies or to learn this knowledge or take time to understand yourself, or what's in your best interest and in what way do you actually want to grow. You're actually thinking about it. You're getting into your emotions with it as well. It's not that you're not just being analytical. That's why there's no swords in this, is because I feel like you're allowing yourself to let your emotions come through, instead of trying to analyze everything and go from such a straight logical place, because if you go from that, you're not actually making decisions and making choices that could be what is in your best interest. Because you could do something, get involved with something, and then feel, and your emotions come through and they tell you that we don't actually like this, we don't want to be here, we know we don't want to be here, but then your logic takes over and oh no, we chose to be here, we figured it out, we analyzed everything, we decided to go from there like that. But your emotions hey, nah. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. You're cultivating the energy. You're making the sacrifices. I'm essentially just repeating myself now, but in just different ways. But again, these people are seeing you as if you're breaking away. That's what they think. You're withdrawing your emotion, your strong emotion. There's a specific type of energy you're holding back from people. Because you've given it freely before in the past. It doesn't serve you when you've done that, because it's not whole, it's not complete yet, and there's something you're trying to protect. Like, this could be what it is as well, is that you're protecting this energy so that you can cultivate it more and continue to grow, so that you can present it as its full energy, as the full self. Where was I at? Let's give birth to an invitation. To renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old. You shedded the old skin. You've made the sacrifices. So do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. What that's saying is essentially, don't force it, because when you start to go in the direction that this direction is, and making the sacrifices you need to continue going on, don't rush the process. It's not necessary. You don't need to rush it. It's more so like, it will happen naturally because you start instilling the habits and behaviors around it, and as well as the boundaries. The boundaries are really important, and sticking to them. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. Alright, this is getting a little bit long, but we'll get that one. Awakening. Boom. I don't feel like I need to even say anything on this, so this is kind of self-explanatory. You're awakening. Doing what you're doing is allowing you to continue awakening. It's allowing you to create more awareness and become more aware. You're gaining more knowledge. Things are becoming clearer to you. Your vision and your projection into the future is becoming more apparent to you, and you're able to keep control of those things because you're making the sacrifices that you know you need to make. You're allowing yourself to be guided by that inner world, the inner self. Alright, pile 2. It's gone a little longer than I was hoping for. I was hoping to get 20-minute videos, but it turned out to be half an hour. This one's just over. So, 3 through 5. Just quickly. If this pile resonated with you, appreciate if you put in the comments, like, I don't know how it actually resonates with you, and if you feel called to go to pile 1 check it out, please do, because the energy is kind of similar. I feel like they're kind of tandem in a sense, so do feel free to do that, because you may find you'll most likely find something that's in there for you. So yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for pile 2. I appreciate your time and you being here, and yeah, I'll see you another time. Ciao. Go to pile 3. So you picked my dimensional dragon. It's kind of interesting because when I did a reading with this dragon, it kind of just did make me think it like gives you the ability to see into the cosmos. I don't know. That's how I interpret it. I like it. It's called my Cosmos Dragon. Cosmic Dragon, that's better. Cosmic Dragon. That's how I see it. It's one of my favorite ones. So funnily enough, pile 1 and 2 ended up working quite well in tandem. So if you felt called to any of them at all, I would recommend checking that out, because one of them out because they went together. So I was quite impressed. Something that I didn't say at the beginning was that I'm using my Thoth deck now instead of just not using it. The card's already coming out. Hold on. Empress. Anyway, but yeah, let's get into this. Q1. Empress came out again. That was meant to come out. That's crazy. That's you, by the way. Regardless of gender. It's just the energy. 4. 3. And the Knight of Cups. Interesting, interesting. Just laying them all out first. Interesting. Six of Cups came out again. Those in piles 2, as well as the King of Cups came out in pile 2 as well. Did it? Yeah, I think it did. Yeah. Alright, and then we'll get that one. So I'm also using 3 tarot decks as well, because I like that. I enjoy doing that. Having all 3. Well, I only have 3 at the moment. I just like the variety they bring to the table, and also the opportunity to have things that are double up, because, you know, why not? So I'm just gonna like get into this a little bit while I continue shuffling and laying the last couple cards out. So you're obviously in the Emperor's energy, and others see you as the Ace of Swords. So people could think that people can see you've got a lot of ideas. You got a lot of like ideas about certain subjects which a lot of people probably aren't versed in, and the overall energy for whoever else is involved are the Four of Swords. They could be just resting. This could be a person that's in a rest at the moment. Maybe you're very overwhelming in terms of your ideas and everything, and so it's kind of hard for them to keep up a wee bit. Ooh, Eight of Cups came up again. Eight of Cups was in pile 2 as well, but we're not going to bring that energy in. It doesn't necessarily need to be in this. Like, they don't have to be connected. Anyway, so what you're working on is 4 of Cups. So I feel like you're going into a place of stillness, so that you can kind of, I guess, evaluate what's going to work for you. Three of creativity. What was that one? I don't remember this one though. People see you working on what you're working on though, and seeing that you're getting results from what you're doing. And you're actually able to give these people these results. Something that's satisfying. Again, you've got a lot of these ideas and everything, because you're also the Empress. You have a lot of knowledge. You have a very powerful intuition as well. So these ideas come very naturally to you. And these people might feel left out. Or in the traditional Rite of Wake, there's the person, the man lying down on the stone, and then at the window there's 2 people talking to each other. Well, at least that's what I think. They're talking to each other. But in this tarot, she's just on her own. And this one represents just being alone, taking time to rest, rejuvenate. So people think you're just working on what you're working on, and that you're working towards an emotional fulfillment. And they hurt me. And trying to gain more wisdom. But they also see that you're quite blocked off. Maybe the fact that you're also walking away as well. Maybe you're putting these people into this position of feeling defeated and putting them into hermit mode. Maybe your ideas are doing that. So your ideas are throwing these people off in a certain way, and the way they need to go away and rejuvenate for a while because they don't know how to keep up with it, because you're just firing these things out pretty quick. But what you're also trying to do is you're trying to work on trying to stay still. You're to enjoy yourself. Because whatever you're trying to do at the moment as well, like what you're working on, and even how you view yourself, is that you're in a stage where you're trying to create. You're trying to create like a system or like some kind of flow. I don't know why I heard that, because it's earth, but a flow. I'm thinking lava, like a current of lava. Where does lava come from? It comes from like deep within the earth, and it stirs everything up and around. It creates a landmass. It's what makes the earth expand. It's kind of funny. It's interesting. Which also means that the earth was shorter. Like it was smaller than what it is now. And it's grown outwards. And it's continuing to do so. That's also another thing. Just really slowly. Anyway. Maybe that's what you're trying to do at the moment. You're trying to figure out how to continue expanding, and your potential here is Nine of Cups, or the King of Cups. It's just that grounded emotional energy. You're standing at a point where you can sort of just view things and view yourself at a standpoint of an unbiased standpoint. You can emotionally evaluate things. But I feel like at this time it's like you're trying to just take rest as well. It's you're just mostly doing that. Maybe that's what these other people are doing as well. Maybe we're thinking about traditional now, is that you're isolating yourself away Whoa, 7, 8, 9. I think people can see you coming in through to completion. You got 7, 8, 9. You're skipping steps. I feel like people think you're skipping steps that are necessary, that you should be doing, but you're not doing them because you know that you don't need to do them. But people also see you as being very defensive, or you're on guarded, or you're guarded, you're not opening up. You're blocking yourself. Even though what you're working on is something that you can give to people at the same time. Maybe you're blocking these people that can see you. You're blocking them from what you're trying to build and what you're trying to create. But what this is ending up doing is it's putting people in a position where they think and feel like you're going to walk away. Because you're taking time out. And these people are on the outskirts, but they can see that you're working on something, but they can see that you're working on something, you're blocking them out, and you're moving towards something else, and these people are scared that you're going to walk away. This could be two people. And it means that they're alone. Maybe that's something they're fearing, is that they're going to be alone. Or there's a form of being alone that when you aren't there and your energy isn't there, your Empress energy isn't there, all these ideas and I guess this influence as well, it's like they feel hollow. I don't know why I got hollow, but because it's like as if they get kind of left with themselves and they don't really know, they don't like themselves. Whoa, that's kind of deep. And it's like they know this, they know that when you're not there, then they get left with themselves, and who they see in the reflection isn't exactly what they would like. They don't like that reflection. I feel like maybe these people like to distract themselves with you. But when you're pulling away a little bit, you're putting blocks up, these people are fearing that you're going to walk away because you're a lot more balanced and in a way centered within yourself. And because right now you are probably isolating yourself, or you could be isolating yourself, or you're just stepping back momentarily, and maybe you can see what's going on because you're stepping back momentarily as well. But it's like this progressive thing. 343, if that's significant. I think these people are afraid of you walking away, because they might feel like that they don't have much to actually offer you compared to what you give them. They offer you, like what you offer them, or what you have, the ability, like what you have within you that you can offer. And you can offer it to everyone. It's like you just this type of energy. And they're afraid that if you pull away, they're going to be on their own, having to look at themselves and to face themselves. And it's what they don't want to do. But it's like you also have to do that so that you can grow. And it also means that maybe the divine's coming in, stepping in and being like, hey, these people need to look at themselves for a while, you need to step back. And I feel like because you're, as I was saying before, like you're able to acknowledge and see this, you're able to see that when you step back that these people feel this way, or they seem kind of lost. That you know that you need to step back because of that. It's what you're being guided to do in a sense. Because if you don't, these people aren't going to look at themselves. And if they don't look at themselves, they're not going to grow. Because they focus on you a lot. And it's easier to focus on you. It's not as hard. But you're also going away trying to find your fulfillment with stuff, you're trying to build something. You know, you need to be alone too. With that Four of Cups, you having to be in stillness. But you're also you're the Empress as well, so you don't really have anything to worry about necessarily. I think that's, not that you don't have to worry. You know that the ultimate outcome of this whole thing is good. That it's a good thing that these people can take time to look at themselves. Because perhaps they have been too focused on you, and you've seen that, and whenever you slightly pull away, you can see that they've got a lot of focus on you. And again, I feel like this is where you're being guided because your intuition's kicking in, because you're the Empress. Your intuition is very strong, and you're very empathetic, and you can get down to level because you've been there before. You don't become an Empress by just like that. You go through a process, and you understand that, and you understand the process leading up to that point. And I feel like you can see where these people are actually at. Again, it could be 2 people, or 3, or just someone else. This is where you are starting to put your block up as well, because you're acknowledging this. You're acknowledging that these people aren't very satisfied, and this is to do with wholeness. But these people aren't as satisfied with what the rewards that they're reaping in their own life. Like, in the harvests that they grow, they're not so satisfied, and they look to you and your energy for that. And I mean, that's okay, but you also know and are wise to know that you do need to step away so that these people can continue cultivating their own energy and working on it, whether that's consciously or unconsciously. It's like stepping back in an unconditional way, being like, I know where you are at, I can see where you're at, but I know that you're also relying on me too much. You're relying on my energy too much, and you're distracting yourself with me by using me as a mental image to distract yourself with, when you need to just focus on yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back, and that's what you do. Yes, what you're saying as an Empress, like you may be saying it directly, you might not be at the same time. It could be like something you just acknowledge, and you're like, okay, I need to step back. Or it could be something where you actually are open about it, you actually address some stuff, you might actually mention it because you have the ability to do that. But these key people are scared of you walking away and feeling defeated because of this and being alone. And they also see that you're moving towards being the hermit as well through this whole process. They understand that you do have a lot of wisdom and you are quite wise, but again, they're it's like relying on your energy too much. Let's get a few cards from the Shaman Oracle. The Middle World. I haven't received that one before. There's some new cards today. Eagle, has to do with vision, of course, and the Pachamama. That's cool. Alright, let's read on the middle world, because I haven't received that one before. I think I may have, but I don't think I read on it. 36. Here we go. So, the middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality and the playground of the living. It is the present moment, where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is a mirror of the invisible realms. When things aren't right in the middle world, heaven and earth supporting everything. Wait, I'm gonna reread that. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth supporting everything. When they are not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. You can see that there isn't enough order in this. It's like you're, in a sense, like you making the decision is you creating the order, because you're like, okay, I can consciously acknowledge that these people they fear me not being there. They fear my energy not being there. You know, that's what you could be saying to yourself. And so that you're pulling away so that they can cultivate that, which is creating more balance and harmony within just everything itself. And then it's like momentarily it creates disharmony for these people because you're walking away and they fear you walking away, but it's actually going to ultimately make them stronger, and that's where your wisdom's at, because you know that's going to help them. The invitation. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient and mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now, because you're the Empress. Because you just know that this is ultimately for the good, even regardless of how these people are going to feel about you making the decision that you're making. In terms of pulling away, you know that right now's either right now or sometime in the future, that 3 weeks, that this is something that you need to do, probably not only for yourself, because you've probably got stuff that you're working on things too, you know, and you can't just always be there for these people, whoever they are, people or person, all the time. You can't be there all the time, and you can't be relied on all the time. You're I'm not saying that you're not a reliable person, it's more so like you can't be someone's grounding point all the time. People need to be able to ground themselves, because when their grounding point isn't there, what else do they have? They just rely on others. It's codependency. The eagle, 16, all the way over here. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here we go. The essence. Eagle comes from the east, the place of the rising sun, of new beginnings. She soars high in the sky, sees the smallest detail with clarity without losing track of the bigger picture, and nests in the high mountains. You see the details within this whole thing again, because you're the Empress, because you've got that Empress energy behind you. You can see what needs to be done and how people are going to be healed by what you're doing. You understand that it could be like the fact that they're unconsciously functioning, and that their unconscious reliance on you. So you're consciously acknowledging that because you can see it, because you're empathetic enough to know that. And so you're being wise in terms that you know that from that higher perspective that, okay, I need to pull away for a little while. That's what you're essentially doing. For Eagle, there are no obstacles, only opportunities. She calls you to ascend, to acquire perspective, so you can fly high, so you can fly wing to wing with the Great Spirit. Oh, that's a cool sentence. I like that. And that's where this is where you're being the Two of Swords. You're putting those blocks up, and that's what they're seeing you do. Continue on. The invitation. Have you become trapped in your daily routine and feel like you do not know where to go and what to do next? Have you lost your sense of purpose? Eagle invites you to take a deep breath and spread your wings. When was the last time you opened them? Eagle reminds you that your spirit was born to soar to the heavens. As you contemplate choices, ask yourself, do I want to live in a chicken coop, sheltered from life, counting the regular feeding, or do I want to soar like an eagle? If your answer is the latter, then you must accept Eagle's invitation and embrace the courage that will help you choose freedom. I feel like you're actually helping people set themselves free, because you're giving people time by pulling away to actually build their own strength and courage within themselves. Again, I feel like you already know this, because these people view you quite highly, and they respect you. and probably the fact that they view you quite highly is the reason why they're reliant on you all the time. But you also know that they need to be able to build that for themselves too. They can't just rely on someone else for it all the time. Pachamama. Pachamama. I wonder if that's actually how you pronounce it. Pachamama. Since you look at it. Pachamama. If I'm saying that wrong, let me know. I feel like it might be. It's 40. First thing I see represents unconditional love. Yeah, I'm going to read it, but essentially, as I was saying earlier in this read, it's you realizing and being actually unconditionally loving these people by knowing and acknowledging that you have to step away temporarily. It's not. It may be a permanent thing. It may be just a temporary thing. It might be for a short period of time. It might be for an extended period of time. You're the Empress. You know. But Pachamama represents the unconditional love that the earth has for all her children, including the stones, the plants, the animals, and the humans. She is the goddess of earth, also known as Gaia, who pervades all creation in our planet. Thanks to Pachamama, for a timeless soul can experience Thanks to Pachamama, our timeless soul can experience life in a biological body. The joy and pain we taste during our brief time on Earth are invitations to discover the boundless love of Pachamama. Yeah, again, it's like you stepping away. I'm just repeating myself again. I feel like the message is really, really clear. And you may have already clicked off by now, but you're still here. It's essentially that unconditional love. And it's like you realizing that these people, although it's going to pain them, that it might even pain you to a degree, because you're like, I actually have to step away. I have to take the initiative of this one and acknowledge that. But then it's also that pain is beautiful, because in its own way, pain is beautiful. Not that it's always pleasant, but life experience will teach you that life isn't always that pleasant. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, and that's kind of it's like that duality of things. Now, ultimately, that duality is perfect in its own weird way. The invitation: you are a child of the earth. Now is the time to eat right, love right, and be joyous, regardless of the circumstances you may find yourself in. Be grateful for your life, your body, and all that nourishes you. Pachamama invites you to relish each breath, embrace your joy, your pain equally, just as I was saying, and discover love through both. Let Pachamama know how much you appreciate all her blessings in an act of service, such as planting a tree, helping save an endangered species, or protecting the ocean. We should all be doing those things anyway. That is okay. I feel like in that instance, you're showing the unconditional love by realizing that you need to step away from these big people, or these things. This could be things even. Alright, let's get a card from the Language of Light, and then we'll wrap up. This is a pretty beautiful reading, because the fact that it is that initiative, it is that empathy involved, of knowing where people are at as well. It's like you've taken time and you've grown as an individual enough to the point where you can see these things. You can see where people are at on their journey. Like that clear vision might not always be there, so it's kind of like you may, it could just be where you've gotten to a point where, especially at this time where it's a full moon and everything, or for some people coming up to the full moon, and you're starting to see clearly. It's like that clarity comes through and you can see where everyone's at, and then you're making that conscious decision to do what you need to do, which is, I feel like, it's make it move. You could actually literally be moving somewhere, moving somewhere new or something like that, or you're changing something up. You could be changing people up or something. I don't know. It's weird. But it's like, it's helping people by stepping back, essentially. I feel like that's what the main message is. Letting people learn to rely on themselves more and not be so codependent on you. Soul Song. I don't think I've gotten this one before. Wait, have I? I may have. It was a long time ago though. It's a very nice card. So what is that? 41. Let's read up on this. Nope. Tune into the soundtrack of life. Your soul emits a beautiful song. Think of it as pulsating light, moving in rhythm with the universe. Your song travels through light and is the background music of your life. Even if you can't hear your song with your physical ears, know it exists. We know animals hear sounds we can't. Your song is always resonating through the universe along with the music of the spheres and the sound of the universe made when it was born. The greatest song of all, Om. You can tune into it through your heart and your throat. Be willing to live your life from the highest, most aligned, and most loving perspective. Most loving perspective. Again, repeating it. I'm on repeat here because it's just the message. You're unconditionally loving these people. Maybe it's hard to even decide to do this, or this could be a message that this is what's going to happen unconsciously. Like, this could be something that's going to pop up. Like, you might be like, oh yeah, I resonate with this reading, but like, you could forget about it by the time you wake up the next day, and then you're back into this unconscious functioning, and this thing is just going to happen, and it could be hard, it could be difficult. The next song or piece of music that moves your inner world will help you tune into your soul song. Or you can go out into nature. The music of nature will balance and detoxify, align with the sounds of the earth, and you'll find the steps to take next. Again, because you're also going to go into hermit mode with this, and that's like you needing to take that rest too. Like, I feel like this is not just you walking away from people, this is you being alone. Like, taking time for yourself to be on your own. This could even be like giving yourself gifts. But I feel like you're ultimately going to make the best decision anyway, because you're the Empress. I don't think you have got anything to worry about, and I think you're just going to do this, and you're going to sit in that place of unconditional love and that empathy, and then you're going to move forward from there. No, this is good stuff. Alright, I'm going to finish up here. Yeah. If this resonated with you, please do comment. I'd like to get that feedback and also understand what's going on in your own life as well. It'd be really cool to kind of, see who I'm reading for. If you like this content and you want to see more, do subscribe. And yeah, I mean, if there's other readings that are there, pile 1 and 2 were pretty powerful. They kind of ended up tandeming with each other, so if you came from pile 1, then check out pile 2, because they go together. And if you vice versa, if you went to pile 2 but I would have said something, you would have heard me say something. So, but yeah, thank you very much for your time and being here with me tonight. For me, it's night. If it's your day, then it's your day. Yeah. I guess I'll see you again another time. Farewell.